we have finished chapter 15 in book 10, you have everything you need to start working on your final paper. The topic will be, does everyone in the community need to contribute equally in order to be an equal member of that community? This is a buddy paper. 10 pages, front, back, single space. Cardinal standard, font size boom. Do you understand? Remember to proofread and edit first draft, second draft, final draft. This paper is worth about a fourth of your grade, so don't, worth a fourth of your grade, so total grade, so work hard and be serious about it. It's due 1 week from today, so get started tonight or you'll end up behind. You know I don't take anything late.
This is stupid. Why do we have to contribute anyway?
Each individual needs to contribute in some way in order to keep the whole structure from falling apart like Rome.
Yeah, but who really cares who gets what done if it's just gonna get done anyway?
But you don't understand. We all don't do our part.
I think, yeah, gee, you're such a redwood.
What's your biz?
I just don't care. Come on, let's talk about something else.
Whatever, ma'am.
We can start our own thing together. What do you think?
Fun.
Yeah, I think so.
I know you don't want to talk about it, but we need to get this paper finished.
Oh my gosh, really? You're at that again?
Yes, really. I want to get an A+ on this, and you're not getting in my way.
Girls,
Even if I can... All right, Grandma.
what is all this ruckus?
Hey, Grandma Scully.
Hi, Matt. Hi, Will. One of them.
Hi, girls.
Now, tell Grandma Scully what's going on.
Well, this teach is making us write a paper, and I don't know what the point is.
What's the paper about?
I'll get it.
Does everyone in the community need to contribute equally in order to be an equal member of that community? Indeed. But what do you think?
I think it's important for everyone's effort to be the same. Equal effort means equal value in a community.
Nobody asked you, slobber dome,
It's not like you even care part of your breath.
Nibor.
Ladies, enough!
Why don't you just say what you think? Froghead.
Well, maybe I will. And maybe I will. I mean, it doesn't really matter what I think anyway. As long as the paper gets done, that's all I care about. If everybody gets all the chores done, then I can just go and not do nothing. So why do I care if it gets done or not? Now's basket.
What in Weir's name is that? New kind of bread?
Not to mention your flawed thesis. The imbalance it would create is astronomical.
What do you guys know about it? Aren't you two some sleepless? Isn't it too illogical or something like that you two would, that this is not at your level?
You're such a donkey talker. You don't know
Speaking
anything.
of donkeys, let us have a little history lesson. Maxon, if you could be a deer, please pick a hologram.
Yes, Grandma Scully.
Let's look at some of those ideas. In Rome, which is similar to the liver donkey times, while a large group of people worked, donkey plebeians, there were many people who lived a relaxed lifestyle of leisure, not lifting a finger to contribute. Livers, patricians.
Rome was attacked by the tribes who invaded from the north, weakened from the lack of strong soldiers and low morale caused by homelessness and joblessness of the plebeians, Rome fell.
As for the liver or donkey times, Miranda Sharifi gave the livers power from their need for the bread and circus from the donkeys in the form of photosynthesis. When the livers were no longer reliant on rations from the donkeys in exchange for their votes, they no longer voted and the whole system collapsed.
World War II was another end of the spectrum. Every person was required to work and contribute toward the community, even if it went against their personal morals. It was not just the Jews who were sent to the concentration camps. Anyone who was not for Germany was against it, and at that time, Nazi and German was almost one and the same, with certain differences, of course.
So that's sort of like Sanctuary. Jennifer Sherfy was like Hitler then. So she made the sleepless living on the orbitals swear an oath to put the community above themselves.
That's right. They would work for about 2/3 of the day, and only take a few hours to relax. Even then, relaxing looked more like work. Studying past school was more like a vacation to them.
Who wants to study on vacation?
Nobody that I know.
Quantum physics is a pastime read. Anyone can grasp M103 in dimensional string theory.
But who wants to?
If Sanctuary's model and Rome's model doesn't work, then what else is there? You can't just have people only trying hard no matter what the outcome would be. It'd be chaos. Oh, I'm sorry, boss. I tried to make the spaceship up to specs, but I couldn't remember if the y-axis was 5,0 or 0,5.
Something like that can mean the difference between a successful flight and a ship turned into a death trap.
You're right about one thing. Equal effort does not mean equal value. Results are always important. But do I hear a bit of closed-minded, black and white thinking?
What do you mean?
Sanctuary and Rome are not the only forms of government throughout our history. And community is even more broad of a term than government. Community can be as small as a family.
Just a family?
Well, as a matter of fact, yes. Most communes start with just one family. One family that is not happy with the way their city is governed. So they buy a large enough plot of land and invite other like-minded people to join them. Then they set up the work list.
Work list? What's that?
You know how we all have chores? Well, chores in a commune are a little different. They look more like jobs. Cooking, cleaning, farming, teaching. All these things that need to be done in a community. The difference is that each individual has one set job to learn and one skill set to master. Since every other worry, like cooking and cleaning, is taken care of, stress is minimal.
By equally sharing chores, a community can reduce stress.
A community with less stress will probably have happier people.
I'm still not convinced that results matter more than effort.
Of course you aren't. It would have to be you, wouldn't it?
Hey, not fair.
Speaking of fairness, I'll have a great example of results versus effort in action. Let's talk about assembly factories. If you have 2 factory workers, and worker 1 can only assemble 5 computers in the same time as his co-worker can assemble 10 computers, is it really fair that they get paid the same amount for their time?
If they get paid hourly, then that is their agreement.
True, but is it fair?
Usually the person who assembles more will get a raise.
Then they wouldn't be equal. They get different amounts of money.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Does this help a little with your project?
I think I get what you're saying. Every person needs equally contribute time and skills to a community in order to create a functioning society in which every person is viewed as an equal within that same community. A community where only some people work is unbalanced and doesn't last. It creates a weak community by causing a situation where some people will need the bread and circus, or food, vouchers, and entertainment to live, and although this fragile situation can be maintained with constant balance, the likelihood of this very slim due to human error and greed. The other issue with this format is that it creates a large group of people who are not used to working or fighting for themselves, leaving an open for a stronger community to take over, much like the fall of Rome.
Another community that does not work is the forced contribution model. Morale can be brainwashed into some of the people starting from a young age, but those who have a sense of personal rights as documented in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights will not follow so willingly. A dictator is more likely to destroy or banish the people that would have contributed the most, thus crippling the progress as a community, demonstrated in World War II Germany.
There are those who would mention all of the great technological advancements which came out of Germany during World War II, such as the V-2 rocket, which paved the way for the first man on the moon and other great space travel. But when you put it in perspective and think about the number of people who died because of the model of this community, I can't think of a person who would agree that it was worth it.
So far, the greatest example of a functioning community is a commune. Each individual has a specific job which they become skilled workers in, and that is their contribution. Each individual can master one skill, which makes that task seem easier, and this increases productivity. Like a well-oiled machine, when each individual contributes equally, the community can thrive.
Also, most people have a strong sense of what is fair and what is not. In the computer assembly example, most people agree, as if it is common knowledge, that it is not fair that a person who is twice as efficient gets the same pay as the other.
Some people might say, but if they are paid hourly, then yes, they are not getting paid for the results, they are getting paid for their time.
Looking at this in a real-world application, the person who only makes 5 computers, if he or she is not let go for the lack of results, will most likely not get a raise for the effort. The person who assembles 10 computers will have job security and most likely get a raise.
Very good. Now go get writing.